Hello and welcome to everyone. The place we are going to visit today is a torture chamber, or it can also be called a torture camp. Generally, tourists do not visit such places. However, it is quite surprising to me that this torture chamber, located in the heart of Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh, has become a place that attracts tourists. In reality, this is not a place that brings joy, it is a place that causes great sorrow and pain. This torture chamber or prison camp, which was operated by the Khmer Rouge movement that ruled Cambodia for about 3.5 years starting from 1975, was later renamed the Genocide Museum to attract tourists. At one time, this place used to be a school, a regular school where higher secondary students received their education. After the Khmer Rouge movement took over the governance of Cambodia, they evacuated everyone who lived in the city of Phnom Penh out of the city. If you ask why, it was because a very long civil war was going on at that time. Cambodia was under the military dictatorship of Lon Nol, a dictator who was supported with weapons and funds provided by America. The Khmer Rouge was a liberation movement. Although it was declared a terrorist movement by America, the majority of the people in Cambodia considered it a liberation movement. Therefore, even after they captured the capital Phnom Penh, they might have thought that they could not run the government smoothly. They ordered the people living there to move towards the rural areas and towards the regions under their control, instilling fear that American aircraft would come and drop bombs to flatten the city. After the Khmer Rouge movement brought the whole of Cambodia under its control, they arrested former soldiers and former government officials. Based on the suspicion that they had worked with the previous Lon Nol government or had supported it, hundreds or even thousands of people were arrested and brought to this torture camp. At that time, it was referred to by the code name S21. If anyone was arrested and sent to the S21 camp, it meant that no one who went there ever returned. The number of people who were released after being tortured and having their confessions recorded at this torture camp was very, very minimal. However, this camp was used only for extracting confessions through torture, it was not used for executions. As you can see now, there are houses surrounding this camp. Houses where people lived are located close to this camp. During that time, those who resided there would have likely been Khmer Rouge supporters. They wouldn't have known at all what was happening inside this camp. It was preserved as a highly secretive place, enclosed on all four sides by barbed wire. Exhibits and explanatory photographs showing how the prisoners brought here were tortured are displayed here. If the Khmer Rouge accused someone of being a traitor and arrested them, the family of that traitor would also be brought to this prison camp and imprisoned. Photographs of those referred to as traitors, who were thus detained and tortured, are on display here. Many of these traitors were intellectuals, doctors, and engineers. Many who belonged to the upper echelons of society were imprisoned and tortured here as prisoners. The Khmer Rouge harbored a suspicion that those who held high status in society, like these intellectuals, or those belonging to the middle class, were government supporters. It was based on these events that the rumor spread that the Khmer Rouge shot and killed anyone who wore glasses. That is, a common perception existed among ordinary people that those who wore glasses were intellectuals. It was those who escaped from the Khmer Rouge-controlled territory to Thailand who spread such rumors. Western media also replicated and reported these rumors exactly as they were. What actually happened? That is, the belief existed among the Khmer Rouge during that time that the educated middle class supported capitalism and supported America. However, during the period when these mass killings, now referred to as genocide, took place, it was not only the intellectuals who were annihilated. On the suspicion that they supported the Vietnamese occupiers, the neighboring regional superpower, or acted as a mercenary force, thousands of others were also brought to this camp and tortured. The irony in this is that even those belonging to their own movement were accused of betraying them to the enemy, providing information, supporting Vietnam, and even being disloyal to the leadership and conspiring against it, leading to the execution of many. I will provide detailed information regarding this in the next video.